Japan's Premier Ichiro Hatoyama arrives to vote in Japan's national elections. Although suffering from a stroke, the 72-year-old statesman casts his ballot for election. His wife votes with him. Nearly 40 million Japanese, a record turnout, vote in the nation's 6th post-war election to select a new diet. Officials start counting. Results are posted at Hatoyama's headquarters and announced in the Oriental manner. Hatoyama's Democratic Party wins. With a friendship policy both toward United States and Russia, Ichiro Hatoyama remains Premier of Japan. From Bangkok, Thailand's city of temples, comes the first film report of the Southeast Asia Treaties Organization's initial meeting. Britain's Anthony Eden wearing a welcome garland, and America's Secretary of State Dulles are among the representatives of 8 nations assembling. They receive cordial greetings as they organize to protect Southeast Asia against communist aggression. Members include France, Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan, the Philippines, and Thailand. Delegates arrive for the first session. They choose Bangkok as permanent headquarters and name committees to start planning the defense of Southeast Asia. New South Wales in Southeast Australia reels under the savage impact of the worst flood in the state's history. 40,000 persons are homeless as house after house is engulfed in a sea of devastation. Highways are washed out, vehicles abandoned. This bridge spans the Hunter River, now swollen to a torrent as it sends a wall of water cascading through towns in the river valley. Scores are dead. Surf boats are pressed into service to rescue the living victims of the nightmare at Maitland, the town hardest hit, almost entirely underwater. But boats aren't always available. Planes rush food and medical equipment to Maitland. The relief supplies must be parachuted to the refugees. No landing field is open. The town is isolated. Rations are brought to victims on rooftops. The homeless find what refuge they can, even in abandoned buses where they prepare meager meals. Electricity and water supply have failed. Chaos is everywhere. 12 feet of water surrounds Maitland's railroad station. And those who have lost everything but lived will never forget the tragedy of Southeast Australia's worst flood. President Eisenhower smilingly evades questions about seeking re-election next year. Told that Vice President Nixon said he hoped Ike would run again, the president asks, did he say that?
Well, I tell you, as you people know, I've always expressed great admiration for Mr. Nixon. I think he is a splendid type of the younger men we want in government. On the comment he made, I will send him no special message. I probably will have something to say to him when I see him again.
In wool jersey dress, model Louise watches the changing of the guard outside the Royal Palace in Monte Carlo. The bodice is decorated with shadow box detail. At the ancient fortification, Louise wears another fashion creation designed by Herbert Talmack and presented by the Wool Bureau, a checked Edwardian suit of worsted with wide reveres on the fitted jacket. Touring the half-mile square 800-year-old Principality of Monaco, Louise chooses a wool lace dress. Note the wide notched collar and slim-fitting lines. The balcony of the Cactus Gardens, a Monte Carlo landmark, offers a picturesque glimpse of the little principality. A flared wool tweed jacket, another Talmack design, tops the Empire cocktail dress, a fashionable pair in Monte Carlo. Baseball's defending world champions sprint out for spring training in Phoenix, starting toward what they hope will be a second straight World Series sweep. Southpaw Johnny Antonelli, a 21-game winner last year, and Ruben Gomez, who notched 17, head the pitching staff. That crafty old curveballer, Dodger killer Sal Magley, is also raring to fire. Husky Ray Cott will battle it out with Wes Westrom for the #1 catcher spot. Rounding out the backstop brigade is Mickey Grasso, an ex-American leaguer. The Giants will be fielding a veteran club with Hammer and Henry Thompson on third and the amazing Willie Mays starring in center and at bat. The fancy fielding Whitey Lockman will hold down first base with Dusty the Demon pinch hitter Rhodes ready to spell dependable Don Mueller in right. or Monty Irvin in left. At the helm, the greatest Indian hunter since Daniel Boone, skipper Leo DeRocher. On their spring reservation in nearby Tucson, the tribe of Cleveland plots an American League ambush and a World Series rampage under Chief Al Lopez and General Manager Hank Greenberg. Pitchers rate high on the Indians' totem pole. Bob Feller's ready to crank up the old soup bone with Bob Lemon, who won 23 last season, and Mike the Big Bear Garcia, who grabbed 19. Rookie Herb Score gets the personal attention of manager Lopez, who has high hopes for the fireballer. On the offense, the tribe's power will come from Al Flip Rosen, long ball hitting third baseman, and outfielder Al Smith, a standout in his first big league season. Home run and RBI champion Larry Doby may be hard-pressed by Ralph Kiner, one-time National League slugging king. Baseball's back with those magic words for old and young. Let's play ball. European middleweight champion Charlie Humez in the black trunks tangles with fellow Frenchman Pierre Langlois before 16,000 fans in Paris's Palace of Sports. Humez lands a thundering right in the fourth round. The stunned Langlois tries to cover up on the ropes, but Humez scores savagely.